Now, in my backyard, I have the motorcycle garage with Harleys going in and out of it. I fix my friends' bikes. You can see my house is immense. And then over here, you can see that, keeping with the American tradition, respect to the fact that I'm talking to people who are across the pond, I have a big station wagon. The internet's clipping my wings. And back here, I've got a nice little 13-foot wide DIY in the backyard that I'm working on making 26 feet wide, but slowly. Fire pit still has a Christmas tree in it. Of course, we burned the Christmas tree once, but you know, Christmas trees burned and they burn and they get cut up. So, dead air compressor, stuff like this. So you guys are across the pond. I was go down here into my workshop. Been making boards since 2009. I started building my first mold and press setup, and I have two presses down here now, and it's a bit of a clutter, but I'm very happy down here. I work with Life Skateboards. I am the marketing guy and the prototype, the workshop prototype guy for. So I make shapes like this shape. I I prototyped through this shape with Life Skateboards, I think last month. And then another one of my shapes that I collaborated with a guy on, the knucklehead, is coming out. So I do shapes, I do one-offs, and people come down to my workshop here and make through. I do what I call make-throughs with local people or people traveling through. So for $120, people come through and they make their board with me. They get to watch the whole process all the way through screen printing here in my home workshop. I have a screen printing room over there. So, married to Judy, Rocco, busy family home, DIY in the backyard, Harley Davidson motorcycles, a stupid big suburban station wagon. I vape. I like knives. I do like guns too. Uh, and I make skateboards. I am bald on top, but luxuriant in the skullet challenges on this year. So I'm going to stop shaving and see how long I can grow my skullet. So here I am. Oh my goodness, we've got to get out the rest of the questions. I'm sorry, my friends. So I have them pulled up here. So I was a little intimidated by this because so I did this one, through the deck hole. Who are you? I did that one. Who I am. How long have I been skating? I started skating when I was 12 years old. I'm 48. This May I turned 48. So that's let's see, 30. It's 4,224 years. There we go. What's the furthest I've ever traveled just to skate? So I have to answer honestly. This is a tough one because I almost never. Okay, so I do travel just to skate, and I'd have to say the furthest I've traveled just to skate is to tech. Well, I traveled all the way to California one time just to skate, but I used an airplane, so I count that as cheating. I rode to Texas numerous times just to skate ditches with my friends in Texas. That is a thing I did about yearly for about 4 or 5 years. So really enjoyed that. So that's the furthest I've ever traveled just to skate. But I have traveled to London, England, in 2019. I've got a few clips up of my time there where Dreddy Barber and co welcomed me and my son warmly one Sunday afternoon. And I feel indebted to that group of guys for being so excellent and hospitable to us. And it left a real warm spot for us. We were barging the streets of London for a while, and then that. Favorite band? Great question. Favorite brand. Next one is favorite band or musician. My favorite brand
Guys, of course, friends, Life Skateboards is something truly special. What I did with Fickle Skateboards is Life Skateboards is that a on a strong multivitamin. So Life Skateboards wins the day, making everything from ginormous pigs all the way down to tiny youth popsicles, and every board is truly crafted. Long hand rolled glue. That means that each different kind of ply gets the right treatment with the glue. Long pressed, long cured, and hand finished out by a small crew. Sam and Bryce um, are, every single board, blah blah, quality, authenticity, all that. My favorite brand in history in my past had to be Santa Cruz because I had an Eric Dresden prototype that was pressed in Milwaukee, as I understand it, that lasted me when I was a young man. And it was the board I was landing kickflips on and really enjoying. Shut made a huge impact on me when I was young. I grew up in New York. I should have mentioned that. I grew up in New York, about an hour north of the city. And so I have a bit of a splash of being an asshole. It comes out, I'll own it. Um, Favorite band or musician? Come on. I mean, Minor Threat and Black Flag were major influences on me musically. I came into an experience of faith, and I really like the music of Josh Garrels. Um, but I still listen to Black Flag and Minor Threat all the time. Um, I can listen to 45 seconds of Slayer and really enjoy it. I get bored very quickly, but I really do like the driving tones. I'll leave that one there. There's just a lot more to it. I listen to a lot of old rock and roll. I went on a bit of an early Fleetwood Mac Tusk binge, as well as, in preparation for this, perhaps coincidentally, I listened to a crap ton of the Sleaford Mods this week. I had them bumping like crazy. I like the Sleaford Mods. Can't understand almost but 6 words per song. And I don't know if you guys know them. Are they terrible? Are they horrible? Have I committed a faux pas in enjoying listening to Sleaford Mods? Let me know in the comments. Um, Favorite skater? Oh, Eric Dresden, Speed Freaks. Um, Matt Hensley, Shackle Me Not. Ray Barbie, Ban This. Um, Favorite skater? My most prized deck. Um, it's the one I'm riding. I'm going to tell you. Um, I spent the morning bringing my whole deck collection down here without even remembering what's in it because I felt like I should share that. I have a deck collection I mean, it's pretty thick in here. So I don't know. My most prized deck. This week I have a few signed Grossos that I can. Losing Jeff Grosso. All right. Next one. How many decks or completes do you have? All right, friends. For this, I'm taking you out of the clamp. I'm unclamping you. All right. I've got. Uh, this is a rider. This is a rider. I'm going to put you back in the clamp, and I'll take you through what I've got in the quiver. I've never been a big quiver guy, until I started working again with Life, even with Fickle when I was doing my work. So here's an aggro that's got soft wheels on it, not super soft. So this is a Life Skateboards aggro. It's about 9 inches wide between the scallops, and for me, that feels small. It's not. Um, and then over here, I've got, right now this one's unstrung. This bow is unstrung. This is the Life Panhead XL. It's massive. It's massive. I've been riding this one until just 2 days ago, quite regularly. Here's a new one I set up, no scratches or anything. This is a Life. This is a pointy pool. This one I stepped on and realized because it's so narrow in the tail and it's so slim in its truck bed dimensions, it's only 9 inches over the trucks, or a little more. I'm not up to just transitioning to this because I've been skating the massive boards. Here's a prototyping board I made. This is ginormous. This thing is 35 inches long. It has a 7 3/4 nose and a 7.5 inch tail. and the pocketing on this thing is insane. I love this board. This is a life prototype that I made in preparation for the aggro, which is on the site. And I think you could tell there's a size difference. And this one is the one I ride most often right now. It's a daily rider. It's on 56 millimeter wheels. They're tiny, but I get quick pop out of that. And as you can see also on the wall behind me up there, there are the 3 stages of prototyping that brought me to the Life Aggro, and that's a whole deal that I did. Hi, Tony Wood. Thanks for asking me to do this. I hope you guys enjoy this. I know that it's going to be long. I thought I might need to do it in 2 installments because the questions are terrific. I hope that you would welcome that and bear with me for being long-winded if I am. My most prized deck, if I can unbury it, it has to be, oh yeah, I also have a legit 40-something inch Life stretch pan head longboard. And this is a personal cruiser that I built. It's got a 17-inch wheelbase. On my personal long mold, I have a super secret personal long mold that does 17, 18-inch wheelbases for like pool crushing and whatnot. And it also makes slalom, and I made that one too. Those are both big softy wheel cruisers. I have a plaguing Achilles injury, if you want to know who I am too. My Achilles has never fully ruptured or anything, but oh boy, it feels like it's hanging on by a thread. So my skating is impacted. I tend to like transition more because there's less need to push. Most prized deck. I've got a bunch here. I'm going to pull a Grasso. Here's a Grasso that I prize. I love this because it's an old school shape. It's from Black Label. It's got lots of cool cuts and stuff in it. And oh, it's made in the USA. This is most likely Watson too. That's pretty cool. I like that swallowtail on there as well. I'll pull another Grasso that I've got in here, I think. It's not showing itself to me. I've got some Dwayne Peters decks too. I always think of this one. This is a John Gibson. Oh no, this is a Jinx. That's not the one I'm thinking. This is a Marty Jimenez. And it is old school drill, but I think it's a reissue. I don't know. I'm thinking of this Tex Gibson board I've got that blows my mind that I own it. Yeah, here it is. Here's a Tex Gibson Street. This one blows my mind that I own it. This is old, and ironically, it's in pretty darn good shape. The varnish is not scratched or anything, and it's not even in shrink. It's got the Alva tri-tail from back in the day. It's got the ridiculously rockered back truck that makes ollies so hard to do, and I remember that. And it's got a spooned nose concave. It's a John Gibson Street. I think this is probably my favorite collection deck because it's such an oddball. And a normal Tex Gibson is really quite expensive and cool. How many decks are complete do I have? I have 6 riders running right now. I'm a ridiculous man. But I want to show people the boards that we make at Life Skateboards. We actually make the boards. We don't order out. We have love for a lot of people who run order out brands, but we are definitely changing the standard in that regard. So I run 6. You saw some of them or all of them. Will skateboarding ever die? No. No. The heart of a child lies within every man and woman. No. Playing on things that roll. No. It won't ever die. What's your other passion or passions in life? Staying married to Judy is a #1 enjoyable pastime. Raising sons, not a pastime. That's life. But things I like to do, I play guitar and I ride Harley Davidsons and I work on Harley Davidsons. I'm building out my own shop here at the house, and I love going on long trips on low-tech bikes that I work on myself. 88 twin cam motor is my favorite motor right now. So I like knives. Do you like the X Games and Street League type competitions? No, personally, I do not enjoy the X Games or those kind of competitions. I find them terribly boring to watch. As a consumer of the media, I don't enjoy them, but I don't have strong feelings against them. I just can't relate as a practitioner. You know, I liken it to my relationship to video games. I was I was an Olympic hopeful taekwondoist when I was young, in taekwondo back in the 80s, working up to the 92 Olympics as an blah blah blah, and I was going to an Olympic taekwondoist, and I've fought so many times physically against grown people that being in a video game and trying to get this through the controls into the video game just drives me batty. It's the same watching those, and there are other thoughts I have. I should do it like a live react video to one sometime because I think you would laugh. Um, what's the angriest I've ever been due to skating? Uh, I'm not an angry skater. I tend to be really chill and mellow. I tend to warm up really long and be really mellow. But I tore out all the ligaments in my ankle one day ollieing over a trash can on its side off of a curb. Just really hurt my feelings for a long time. I'm still emotional about that. If I could relive any one day of skating, what would it be and why? Um, I can't do it. The days I skate are gone as soon as I finish them. They're just not in my mind. They don't stay. I have to go out and get new ones. I don't know. I don't think that's a benefit. I might need to examine my snapshot memory. It's a good question. Do you dislike anything in particular about skateboarding? I do not dislike anything in particular about riding skateboards. But if we refer to skateboarding as a cultural bracket, um, yeah, I don't like cool guy attitude among professionals. I don't mind cool guy attitude among just a bunch of cool guys, whatever, dude. But among the professionals, the shop owners, the brand owners, the like that, I don't like people who spent years intimidating girls and intimidating, all kinds of people out of skateboarding, all of a sudden turning around like they're like the friendly, you know, guys that they always weren't. It rankles me. It rankles me, my friends. Yeah. I do dislike particularly the history of bullying and skateboarding and how when money is involved, all of a sudden these guys are saints. That drives me nuts. It's hypocrisy. Hypocrisy. How many chihuahuas would be required to take you down? I do not know. However, I am certain that I could fight over 25 babies at the same time. The key to baby fighting is you double wield a couple of babies and just make hay. So, don't know about chihuahuas. On land or off land is the real question. Do you think bricks and mortar skateboard shops will survive against the online giants? Ironically, Life Skateboards is a direct to the skater company. We either sell we sell everything through our website. We are an online not giant. We've taken the online model and we've put the directness of our authenticity to the customer. We are maybe one of the bad guys. We're not though. We're the good guys doing something really authentic and having to create a workaround in a market that just chokes out folks like us who make a contrast. I have death threats from people in the industry because of the quality contrast and the authenticity contrast and the threat to legacies that are involved in workshop made boards. They're so much better than this factory pablum that we've been fed for so long that I really piss off a lot of people, and some of them really want to do something about it. Court cases have been filed, but I do think that the brick and mortar shop has a chance, but boy, oh boy, do they have to be smart and they have to actually become an online as well. They have to have a robust and quick online service, and they have to make customer service and absolutely have to be golden in customer service. And it's a tough slog with the overhead of a brick and mortar. Very tough slog. Um, no thanks to CCS, no thanks to the giant catalog order routes, and no thanks to brands who buy their stuff from far-flung garbage factories and then sling it back, even undercutting the local shop. We do not undercut the local shop at Life Skateboards. We sell at a premium price. We're a different category of process and product. If I had one message for the skateboard world, what would it be? Skateboarding is for everyone. It's for everyone. Don't pick on people if you're in the skateboarding industry. The skateboarding world, everybody belongs. Everybody only. Everybody only. What's the best advice I've ever received as a skater? I think it probably would be something like chill out, man. As a skater, I find chilling out, calm down, take a break, just walk away is a great approach to growing a new trick. Learning a new trick, I'm not so into, but growing it from the tricks I love doing. Even the word trick is troubling to me. These are expressive techniques. I think just chill out, like relax, um, find happiness and contentment in what you can do, and then what you couldn't do before. Growing out of that, you have a happier whole deal. Um, what trick do I have dialed, or as I believe all the hip kids say, nice Tony, and one that evades you? All right, I'm gonna go there. I will front Smith just about anything in front of me. I love front Smith grinds. I love getting up on the coping, but I don't mind dragging. I don't mind dragging below the coping on a front Smith. I'm making more of a front side grind. Front side grind I love, and one that evades me. It doesn't evade me. I could do it anytime I wanted to, but it's backsmiths, really good backside Smith grinds evade me simply because at 40 going on 48, I just don't run out very well anymore. I'm not very strong anymore to falling, slamming, or running out even. And so those are a little bit tough for me. If I could only have one setup, what would it be? It would honestly, I would do this one. I would do this prototype for the rest of my life. I just love what I've pocketed up on this thing. This is nuts. And I have footage, public footage of me trying to do a um, step off, shove it on it, and it doesn't fit between my legs. It's so tall, but I don't care. I love this giant, and you know, I make these in my shop behind me. You can see I've got a couple presses, and Life Skateboards has three of my molds, and we're totally partnered together, Life and Fickle. Um, but there, and I'm getting toward the end. I'm glad. Have I ever been in the trouble with the law for skating? No, I've been skating since 1985, and that's 4,024 years or so. And I have never been in trouble with the law for skating. I have a tremendous respect for public property as belonging to other people than just me. And I never have had a taste or a flair or a sense of entitlement to public property. So I tend to skate privately. There's plenty. Or I skate low impact public property. I've never gotten in trouble for grinding a curb off in the side of some park. I have been asked to leave many times over the years, but no. Where do I see myself in 5 years? So in 5 years, I'll be about 53. Call it 55. I'm about 50. I'll be about 55 in 5 years. My hope is that Life skateboards will be running at full capacity. All we can make are 500 to 1,000 units a month. We have a direct relationship with our customers, and that puts me on the road visiting people who ride our boards across the country in my truck's name is Ron because it's burgundy. And so Ron Burgundy and I will be going out and meeting up with our reps and our team and our people, and hopefully we'll just be running at capacity, making our living. And I hope to be walking into skateboard making shops into my 70s. God willing, I live. I'd love to be found doing that, walking into the skateboard making shop, checking, helping, giving advice on process. That's great. Shout outs. Um, I am not a very good shout outer because as soon as I think of someone to shout out, I think of a bunch of people who also deserve to be shouted out, and it just funnels too tightly. I would like to shout out to the kid who started skating today, the fat kid, the kid who feels like an odd person out. There are a lot of issues facing kids, and when I say kids, I mean kids of any age. Kids and big kids get the shout out today, um, especially those who are just picking up the board or just coming back into skateboarding. Shout out to the person who used to rip and who now finds they can't do tricks and they're having to dive deeper into why and what about skateboarding. Here's an advice: get a soft-wheeled cruiser and go out and carve and let your muscles stretch and relearn and enjoy soulful carving. It's a different age when you're older. So shout out to Steve Currington, who is a dear friend in the UK. Shout out to Dreddy Barber, um, and Lee, you know who you are, and all the crew who welcomed me and my son Seth. Shout out to the skate shop owner. I don't remember the name of the shop in London, who treated me like family when I walked through the door. That felt so good, especially in a core shop. In America, the core shop is very catty, very image conscious. In that London shop, I don't know why. It could be the beard. I have a long beard. It could be a beard. It could be any number of things, or it could just be genuinely that the true friendliness of being skateboarders together works in London. But I was treated as a friend, just friendly right off the bat. And maybe that's a British thing. You guys are on an island. I mean, it might have changed like how important civility is. New York City, it's not as important. And in Ohio, where I live now, in Cincinnati, it is, yeah, people are cold, typically relatively cold to each other. So I cope with it by heckling everyone around me all the time. So, all right, friends, that concludes the that concludes my effort at doing this. I'd like to treat you to a few a few boards I have. I have this Hasoi made by Hasoi, um, and I have this Salba made by Santa Cruz, and I have this is a Van Wastel, isn't it? Yeah, this is Van Wastel's last model, crooked. This is a Corey O'Brien. These are reissues for sure. Nothing really earth-shaking there beyond the cool one I showed you. And I got some American Nomad decks because I'm friends with Bill, and he's a great guy. So I got a Danforth. I got an American Nomad Crow, and I got a Danforth. Danforth is always giving us the middle finger. I think that's how he says he loves us. And here is an anti-hero skateboard. I believe this is one of the first anti-hero. This is a Joker skate shop. This is one of the first early Grossos when he first came on. This is a Joker skate shop anti-hero collab. And Jeff signed it. That's nice. I got it from my friend who gave it to me. I've got Dwayne Peter boards, and I like Dwayne Peters. I know he's terrible, but I like terrible people just as much almost as, or maybe more than I like non-terrible people. If you need to cancel me, just get to it. Just get it over with. Just cancel me. I can't even cope with that. The whole idea that me being nice to somebody who's really a nasty person makes me a nasty person. It troubles me deeply. I've got this board, 20 fighting years. It's Danny Way, Plan B. That's a screen printed signature. 20 fighting years, Plan B. That's like a Dogtown kind of thing. I wonder if Wes did that art. I hope you're enjoying this. I know that I've gone over time. I wasn't given a time limit. Here's another one that looks like a Hasoi, but it's a Hammerhead skate tough crooked skateboards. What do the kids call that? A collab? This is unskateably strange. Look at the nose on it. I bet that'd be fun to skate. I should take it skating. Here's an anti-hero with a sticker and everything inside, and it's a Jeff Grosso 9 1/4. It says on it, and it's got Old Man Square Edge. I like that. It's a neat board. That's neat. That's from quite a while ago. Here is a Powell Skateboards LTD edition 7-ply, and it is a Vallely. There it is. It's a Powell Classic reissue, 2005. Wow, that's 16 years ago. Huh. I should really rewrap some of these. Black Rebel Skateboard Club Pocket Pistol Skate. Are you enjoying? I hope you guys enjoy the show. Black Rebel Skateboard Club Pocket Pistol Skate. Dwayne DXPX. Here's a skater built that I was gifted. Look at that! It's a Formica bottom with the skater built logo sticker, and really cool, fun. I wouldn't skate it, and I love that it's got a double It's got a little change in production. You can see the change in production right there with they plinked some marks for the holes in one place, but then they moved them back and drilled them in another. A little bit of a spoon tail, really neat. Skater built. Lots of there are putty repairs on the top, and to me, putty repairs. They say, yeah, somebody cared enough to salvage that one from the scrap pile. I don't mind putty repairs. This is a life skateboard pressed by Sam Cook a while back, 2019, Cleveland 2019 Life Welfare Line Bash 5 deck. And that is a classic. Camo shorts, usually a black shirt at TriStar. That's the whole group of the Welfare Line. You can tell there's a Welfare Line event because you can't find a pair of camo shorts. This is a bit risque. This is the Dwayne Peters cowboy graphic. Their wieners are out. It's wieners. They shouldn't have that. Shouldn't be putting your wieners out. You can catch a disease. And then this. Does anyone know what this is? Anyone know what that is? If anybody can identify that, then just let me know. So that's there's that. There's this over here. Have a look. I'm not going to spend much longer. I know I've gone quite long, but there's my table for doing shapes, and here's my table for sanding, and this is my table for rolling glue. And these are the boards that I carry with me to sell. I don't sell the boards. I just show the boards, and then people buy them and I get to know them too. I mean, the boards, anyway, it's complicated. So that's the main workshop room where the pressing and shaping is done. And in here, there is my art room. And my art room is a bag-blasted mess. Friends, thanks for joining me down here in my prototyping workshop for life skateboards. This has been the Through the Deck Hole interview with yours truly, Lou Ross. Thank you, Tony Wood. Oh, I've gone silent. That's not good. Can you hear me now? Well, hopefully everything will be okay. I'll finish it up.